I've been thinking about high school lately. I guess specifically because I've just been kind of back in that mindset. I suppose in just the way that like been trying to figure myself out and I can't quite figure myself out, and now I'm like maybe I should go see a therapist or whatever. And yeah, I've been back in that mindset. I was kind of thinking back to like how I got through high school and how I kind of like got out of it and like got out of that slump that I was in, because I was depressed, like heavily depressed throughout high school. It was pretty bad. I think my freshman year when I came into high school, I was homeschooled up until my freshman year. And I came into high school, fresh-minded and excited about high school and getting straight A's and stuff like that, and not skipping class. And then like my sophomore year hit and I was just so depressed, and I was skipping classes all the time, like 90% of the time. I got called into like the principal's office, or I don't know, maybe it was like the attendance office or something, and there was the principal, and I think my dad was there, if I remember correctly. I can't really remember, and they pulled me in there and they were like, hey, we're gonna have to like call the cops or something if you don't go to class. Like you have like, I don't know, something like 600 absences or something like that. I was just not going to school, or I would like skip out and go somewhere else. I was just sad, and I've been back in that mindset lately, and I don't know if this has anything to do with it, but this teacher who supposedly had like a big positive impact on the community or whatever, and I can see how she might have had a little bit of a positive impact on the community, but overall this teacher was just, I'll explain, but she was just like a narcissist for sure. This teacher specifically, like, I think, let me preface by saying, like, throughout school up until my senior year, and this is when the incident happened, like, she was, like, my role model, basically, because I didn't really have any role models at that point to look up to, especially not at school. So I looked up to her a lot, and I, like, respected her opinions on things and her thoughts and feelings and stuff. And so when she said something to me, like, I really took it to heart, and I believed it because that was the sort of relationship that we had. And I think specifically this teacher had asked me, I don't know why I'm saying specifically so much, but this teacher had asked me to do something for her. It was like music related. And I kind of backed out. Like I had agreed initially, but then I backed out because I just wasn't feeling like I could handle it. And this was my senior year at this point. She had asked me to do something and I backed out. And so she took me into the auditorium, and she like basically had this discussion with me where she was like, not even basically, she actually said this. She was like, you basically, you're never going to do anything in life because you always quit, and you're never going to be anything or do anything with your life because you quit this just like you're going to quit everything else. That was like basically the end of the discussion. She just wanted to call me in there to tell me that I wasn't going to do or be anything in life. And mind you, this was in the peak of like high school depression, like not knowing what I'm doing with myself, not knowing what I'm doing with my life, not being able to handle everything. Like there's stuff at home going on that was terrible. This like really impacted me throughout the rest of that year. And honestly, like she kind of just acted like nothing happened. So anyways, the reason that I'm discussing that is because now she's going on to retire, and it's big local news or whatever, and everybody's like, oh, you're so amazing, and yada, yada, yada. So, yeah, that's been on my mind a lot lately, because it just brings back those feelings of not feeling like I'm good enough, and, just those high school feelings where you just don't understand yourself. And maybe that's why these feelings are kind of bubbling up to forefront once again. I'm not sure, but I will say that, like, once high school was over was when I really started to like actually find myself and really start to like come into my own, because that was when I started focusing on all the things that I actually wanted to focus on in my life. Because in high school, I felt like I wasn't ever focusing on the things that I actually wanted to focus on. I finally had gotten to a point where, like, after high school, I took a year off instead of going to college, and then a year later I went to school. I finally got the opportunity to like focus on who I am as a person and like the things that I want to focus on rather than like all the school stuff and all of the, and it's fine if those are the things that you want to focus on personally, but for me, like school was never the thing that I wanted to focus on. Like I had my own aspirations and own things that I wanted to focus on that were not school related or anything that had anything to do with school. And even just like my personal self, like you just don't have time to like develop that when you're kind of stuck in school for a school building with a bunch of people for sometimes it would be 12 hours a day because I would have, theater rehearsals or after school activities or whatever. Uh-oh, we're falling. Hold on, I'm gonna fix the camera now. I didn't expect that to happen. Actually, maybe I should just go over here. Should we just move? Yeah, we'll just move. But yeah, I think once I got out of school was when I really realized. Oh, well, there it goes. Okay. Yeah, I think after high school was when I really started to come into who I was and started to realize, that I needed to like focus on myself a little bit more. But even after high school, I was such a mess. Anyways, I guess the advice that I would give myself from high school, like my high school self, the advice that I would give myself, spend some time by yourself and like focus on yourself and try to understand the reasons that you are going through the ups and downs, and try to understand that like you need to take some time to yourself and it's okay to like feel down and allow yourself to feel that way, even if other people don't necessarily think it's okay. I mean, obviously, if you're imposing that on other people through fits of rage and stuff like that, then obviously you need to check that. But I would just tell myself to like just remember to focus on yourself enough to, because I really think that could give you a head start in life that I don't feel like I had until 4 years ago. I'm 24 now, which is honestly crazy to say. I'm 24, but yeah, I wish that I would have known sooner to allow myself to feel the way that I'm feeling. Oh, I caught that, bro.